What's going on, YouTube? This is Mag Dog TV coming back with another one. Former Cleveland Browns quarterback RG3 just set the record straight about the Cleveland Browns not giving Shedeur Sanders a fair shot. You guys know I just gave you guys receipts yesterday as far as the Cleveland Browns not doing those things as well. We're going to talk about that in this video, so let's get to it.
Every other city I go, from Colorado to the Bayou I go. Y'all know the motto, get a info I know. My people know it's Mad Dog TV, let's go. To every other city I go. From Colorado to the Bayou I go. Y'all know the motto, get a info I know. My people know it's Mad Dog TV, let's go. To every other city I go. From Colorado to the Bayou I go. Y'all know the motto, get a info I know. My people know it's Mad Dog TV, let's go.
The QB competition in Cleveland has officially ended, and many people are questioning, is it really a QB competition? I pretty much gave you guys the receipts of why I felt like it's really not a QB battle when Shedeur Sanders never really received the same amount of reps as Dillon Gabriel. He never really received first team reps, never really received second team reps. When it comes to a QB battle, you give guys the same amount of ammunition, the same amount of resources for it to be a legit QB battle, so you can really see who's the best quarterback, because clearly Shedeur Sanders being fourth on the Cleveland Browns roster doesn't really give us a legit awareness to this situation, because he never really received first team reps. In this past preseason game, he played with the whole entire offensive line that was waived yesterday. Most of those guys are going to go off to be PE teachers and you name it. And it's nothing against those things, but when we give these type of analysis and all of those things, we must point that out. Former Cleveland Browns quarterback Robert Griffin III just gave his insights as far as how he feel about this quarterback situation. I'm gonna play this video clip and let you guys hear what he had to say, and then I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts after.
And make no mistakes about it. Yes, Shedeur Sanders was a fifth-round pick, but he ain't never been a fifth-round talent. That's why in his mind, he is saying, I can change a franchise if you give me the opportunity to. Right now, Cleveland is not doing that. I looked at the snap count chart. We'll throw that up for you guys on the screen. And people were saying, oh, he was playing with the same guys that Dillon Gabriel was. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He was not. He was playing with the 3, 4s, and 5s offensive line. How many sacks did Shedeur have in the game?
More than 5.
No, he had 5.
He had 5?
He had 5 sacks in the game, playing behind the 3, 4, and 5 offensive line. 2 of those sacks, he held the ball too long. The other ones, he never had a chance. Wide receivers, did he play with the same wide receivers that Dillon Gabriel did?
No.
No, he didn't. When Shedeur Sanders was put out there with the proper talent around him, he excelled. 2 touchdowns. Shined on the big stage. I know it was a preseason, but it was the most watched preseason game in over a decade. Shined. But when they put him out there with talent of guys that are not going to be on NFL rosters, that was the result. So when people say, hey, they're setting him up for failure, this is what they're talking about. I believe the Browns have good intentions for all the quarterbacks in their room. I don't believe that their execution of making it look like they had the best interest of everybody in the room was there. How can you get a proper assessment of Shedeur Sanders if you don't allow him to play with the same players that Dillon Gabriel played with?
Or even give him the same opportunity of like running the 2-minute drill at the end of the game.
Which is just, again, doesn't make sense. You set yourself up for that. So I say that in closing, that I believe the Browns need to trade either Dillon Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders. Because right now, it's not about it not being fair for either guy. It's not a growth or leadership environment for either guy. And that makes it a bad, toxic situation around their quarterback conversation in the media.
Preach, baby.
Agreed 100% with RG3. And as I said before, if Cleveland Brown would have came out and just simply said after the draft, this is not a QB battle, Joe Flacco will be the starter, Dillon Gabriel will be the backup, and that's just what it is, then the pressure wouldn't be the same as it is now. But when you tell us it's a legit quarterback battle and you do the opposite, of course, you're going to hear the noise about sabotaging and not being fair coming from the Shedeur Sanders fans for sure, including myself, because I am a Colorado fan of primetime Deion Sanders. So, of course, I'm here for Shedeur Sanders as well. But when it comes to fairness, it's still something that I want to see. I want to see a real legit battle. I want to see Shedeur Sanders gets the same opportunities as Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel. I don't want to hear about Shedeur Sanders being a fifth round quarterback because the head coach said this is a four-way competition. So that throws out all draft slots if you're talking about this being a real legit QB battle. That is just my opinion, but never here nor there. It seems like Shedeur Sanders probably won't play any this year unless Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, Kenny Pickett goes down with an injury, which is BS because Kenny Pickett never really did much this whole entire offseason, but somehow, some way, he's still ahead of Shedeur Sanders. But I will say this. Primetime Deion Sanders has prepared Shedeur Sanders to understand you stay ready so you don't have to get ready. When it's your time, perfect timing, you will get that opportunity, whether it's this year or not. It doesn't really matter. When God has something for you, it's going to happen on his time. So man can't block out when it's time for Shedeur Sanders to step on that football field and be legendary. I just can't wait. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I personally will not be covering or watching the Cleveland Browns. I'm only here for 12. I will be covering Shedeur Sanders, but as far as watching that game, watching the games from the Cleveland Browns, I personally have no interest. I never really had interest in the Cleveland Browns, for crying out loud. What have they won? When the last time have they even found a quarterback out of 40-something starters? Get out of here. And you think Joe Flacco is the answer? We will see. Get down in the comments. Let me know how you guys feel. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notification bell. That way, every time I upload a new video, you guys will see it. Until next time, peace.